We're going to be doing a little quick video today because we're going to be talking about the new Sony A7 IV firmware update. Now, they tried to release it a couple of weeks ago and it kind of failed, and there was a few problems with it, and I think a couple of people's cameras actually locked up, but I was told about this by Sony, and they've fixed it now as of, I think, maybe about 5 hours ago now. I had a lot to do today, so I couldn't really make a video anytime sooner. But you can actually update through an SD card or the Type A card. So all you need to do is go to the Sony website. You need to download the first firmware. I think it's 1.05 first, and then you can download 1.10. So download it, chuck it onto the SD card, chuck it in. All you need to go to is go right down to into the version and then go through the firmware, scroll right down to the bottom, and then you can actually select, go through the firmware. And then pretty much when it's finished, all you need to do is download 1.10, put that onto the SD card or Type A card again, put it back into slot 1. So make sure it's slot 1, not slot 2. Make sure it's into slot 1. It'll tell you anyway which slot to put it in. If there's no slot 1, it'll tell you to put it in slot 1. And then all you need to do is go through the same process, go into the version and then execute the newest firmware. And it only takes about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I don't know. It's very short, it's very simple. You could probably do this, both the firmware updates, within like 10 minutes. It's so simple. Now, what does the firmware update actually get you? Now, this is actually really good for photographers, especially those people who actually want to utilize that lossless compression. Now, there are 3 different modes now. You can get a lossless large, lossless medium, and a lossless small. So the file sizes obviously change, and that could be pretty good. If someone actually does like to shoot lossless compression, this is going to be really good. But I'm actually someone who actually shoots in compressed RAW. I did a full video breaking down the differences between uncompressed and compressed, and there isn't really much of a difference. And you're saving so much files, and you're actually getting 10 frames per second with the shutter, not the 6 frames per second. So there's a little bit of a difference there. Check out that video if you do want to, but let's continue with this firmware update. So what else is also changed? The eye autofocus apparently has already improved as well, which is always good. I really thought the eye autofocus was absolutely amazing in the first place, but if you make it better, then absolutely go for it. One of the main features as well with photography is the touchscreen shutter. So essentially you can touch the screen and it'll take a photo. Now, I guess who would use that? It's really difficult to actually utilize that if you're not actually used to it, because I know a lot of professional photographers will chuck it up to their eye with the EVF and use the actual shutter button, but this one you can hold it out in front and follow the subject and tap on that subject and it will take a photo. So it could be a really good feature, specifically because the A7 IV has incredibly good object tracking, but there's someone out there that will actually like that. Now, to access this feature, it's very simple. Just tap on the icon where there's object tracking, and when it comes up to a little circle, that's the one you want to choose. Now, apparently there's something to do with the shutter speed and ISO sensitivity settings when it comes to flash photography. I haven't tested that. I don't really do flash photography, but for flash photographers, that is a really good thing. So they are really improving this camera for photographers, which, is really good because it is a really good hybrid camera. Now, the next one is when you actually record a movie or record a video, it'll actually store the camera's serial number in the metadata. So you can actually turn this on and off through the settings. Pretty simple, go through the settings, you can turn it, it comes standard off with this one, but you can actually turn it back on. It really depends if you want to utilize that. I don't know where that would come in handy. I don't know, maybe if it gets stolen, something like that, that could be a thing. Now, the Wi-Fi has also been improved as well, so that is really good for people who actually want to try and transfer photos through the Image Edge app, so that could be actually good. And the next one, they've added a 1-minute setting to power save by monitor in the menu. So, if you do want that option, it is now there. And they've actually fixed an issue with the viewfinder. Apparently it wasn't bright enough for some people, so they've fixed that bug. I haven't really noticed much of an issue, but the viewfinder seemed pretty good for me. And lastly, they've just improved the overall stability of the camera. Now, the A7 IV has been out for what, less than 4 months now or something, and it's been a phenomenal camera. It's done absolutely everything for me. It's incredible. It takes great photos. It takes great 4K video because it's downsampled from that 7K sensor. Obviously, there is that crop in 4K 50 or 4K 60, but I have released a video out where you can actually utilize APS-C lenses, or you just got to obviously use wider lenses and account for that crop. But it's an incredible camera, and I really think a lot of people are still going to be buying this camera. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That'd be absolutely amazing. Check out my LUTs, link in the description below. You can check out my new podcast as well, and you can also check out anything else, website. I'll link everything in the description below. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, let's get it.